R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. The first time I ran across Kevin Samuels, I peeped him telling men about all of the poppin' fragrances, that they should be wearing, giving a breakdown of this and fashion, amongst other things. It wasn't until later that I saw him elevate to the status of a relationship coach. Now, naturally, I was opposed to a lot of the philosophies and ideologies that he had, stating that money alone makes you a high-value man. And yes, I felt he did have some feminine ways about him, but the fact that he was preaching manhood and actually giving black males a positive image to look up to outside of the normal role models presented in our communities, I was always in support of his channel. Now, the biggest thing that I liked about Kev, and notably what made him famous, was his willingness to engage women, even when verbal conflict ensued. Far too often in our community, I see an overwhelming majority of oblivious women, sad to say, who think that due to the mere fact that men desire to have sex with them, that they are really like that, that they're really valuable and are to be upheld and cherished. But beyond this, I've found that most women have been coddled to the point where their way of thinking has almost reached a point of what I would consider to be what's known as a reprobate mind, or the point of no return, where no amount of conviction or truth will dissuade them from certain ways of thinking or certain ideologies. All too often, males are saying and doing whatever is necessary to have sexual relations with this woman. They're willing to lie. They're willing to turn a blind eye to egregious behavior. They're willing to tell this woman whatever she desires to hear. They're willing to hate and throw salt on the next man. They'll even go as far as to kill the next man, all over this woman. While this is a different subject for another day, I appreciated Kevin Samuels for having the nuts to tell women about themselves in an attempt to snatch them out of certain ludicrous ways of thinking. And of course, we won't explore, those certain ways of thinking on today, because he explored a wide variety of topics throughout the years on his channel. But however, while I've never personally indulged in having intercourse with what I would consider to be ducks, I would be lying if I said I didn't let a few less than attractive women slide because their body was ridiculous. Now, like most black men, I can't lie. I gotta keep it real. I love thighs. I love, big old booties and big breasts myself, you know what I mean? But what I would notice is that they would possess a false sense of attractiveness about themselves. Now, they always, tend to be trying to kiss on a handsome young nigga, you know what I mean? They want to be seen all out in public with you. And I just can't go for that. When I was coming up, this was not the case. Less than attractive women, they knew their ranking, and they would stay in place for the most part and be thankful that a fly, handsome young man having his way even fell through to engage in fornication with them. He was in for some good intercourse, some good fellatio. She damn near got some food cooked for you when you come over there, and got some money for you too, Well, depending on what type of man that you were. Well, she see you out in public with your main lady or a significant other, something like that, and she would keep it kosher. Now, obviously, I'm speaking in my high school days and my college days, because if you know anything about Justin nowadays, or over the past 5-10 years, then you know what I'm on, But back then, it was busting, to say the least. But, nowadays, that's not the case. Damn near every woman feels like they're the shit. Even if their hygiene isn't up to par, if she has no value outside of sucking and plucking, as I like to say. She can have a boot camp full of kids. She can be rude, rambunctious, brutish, and even manly. She can be shaped like like a 96 Dodge Caravan, but she has a master's from a community college, and she's good at taking instructions from the white man on their job. So they walk around acting as if they're worthy. But it's crazy. And again, this is not everyone that I'm speaking on, but a good percentage of women, I would say. And personally, I can't lie to any woman or contribute to any foolish thinking or false arrogance, or even being around what I would consider to be masculine mannerisms in handsome women. So I just tend to steer clear of women who I would be ashamed of or ashamed to be seen with, regardless of her body type, unless she's truly valuable and she's going above and beyond that call of duty. Then we may have to have a discussion, But that's neither here nor there. I would simply like to say, and I wanted to keep this brief, but I would like to say R.I.P. to the legendary Kevin Samuels for having the heart to say what most were thinking, or even are still thinking, but just not in position to say. Not to mention, bro was clean as hell the whole time he was doing it, every step of the way. He jumping on set clean, you know what I mean? But I do ask that the Most High be there to comfort his family and loved ones during this difficult and unexpected times. I want to give a shout out to Kev, and also to everyone watching this under the sound of my voice. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And above all else, be blessed. Until the next time.